Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Taisho X Alice, episode 1. Um, I it's been a little while since I've recorded and uploaded an episode, so I apologize that I've just been focusing mainly on Cinderella phenomenon and star-crossed myth, but it doesn't mean that I don't love this. It's just like I don't know. I switch interest in games, so I'll be like, oh yeah, I want to complete the route for this game, or I want to do this for this game, and yeah, so I apologize. But yeah, I'm excited, and let's get back into it. One by one, I place all of my dishes onto the table. Sorry I took so long. Tonight's dinner is fish and rice. Classy, yet not too heavy.
へえ、綺麗に飾り付けてるじゃねえか。あんたの料理を食うのはこれで3度目だが、結構気に入ったぜ。
I like you. Hey, thank you. Oh, and here's the soup to go with it. I set a bowl down in front of him, and he promptly lifted it to his lips.
お、うまい。
Yeah. I was tempted to ask him to repeat that, but I hastily suppressed the urge.
で、どうだったんですか?
Gretel took a seat at the table across from me. How'd what go? The recon mission?
それ以外のことあります?
That's right, they were on a recon. I'm sorry, it's been a little while for me, so it's just like, oh yeah, refresher. Right, I thought back over the days of that. For the most part, all the most popular cafes had good food and excellent service. Oh, and the overall atmosphere was pretty important too. The best places had relaxing vibes.
値段が安かったり早かったりもな。
Right, yeah. Oh, and the menus were pretty extensive.
へえ。
いろいろとカスタマイズできるのは面白いよな。トール、ノンシロップ、エクストラホット、フルリーフチャイラテとかな。
I love how I says it on English. That's kind of cool. It's like magic.
やめろ。その単語を聞くと、あいつを思い出してイラッとくる。
Oh yeah, the magician. Oh my god, the magician. He was very, very attractive. Grinning, Gretel steepled his fingers in front of his face. So, what? I tilted my head.
いろいろとお店を回られたみたいですが、結局どうすれば売り上げられるのかわかりましたか?
Yes. The silence. Cinderella and I exchanged a glance. Well, I don't think we have a surefire plan just yet, but I think beefing up the menu would be a step in the right direction.
そうだな。とりあえずこいつも入ったことだし、何かドバッと景気よく増やしてみっか。ね。
I don't know about going all out, but I can make Japanese, Chinese, and a handful of Western dishes.
カフェっつったらやっぱ洋食だろ。
Yeah, but fusion dishes, dude. How about sandwiches? That's a cafe staple, right? As long as we have bread and ingredients, we can slap them together with minimal effort.
いいな。下手に凝ったもん出して長居されても客の回転率落ちるしな。
Okay, but we can't have customers constantly coming in and out at all times. There's only 4 of us running this place. Plus, we need to factor in break time.
なら、なんか他のメニューを考えるか?
Well, depending on how complicated the dish is, I might need to cook it in the kitchen.
ならサンドイッチの種類を豊富にすればいいだろう。いろいろあるじゃねえか。ベーグルだとか、フランスパンとか。
France pan. Oh, I like it. You're a genius, Cinderella.
当たり前だろ。もっと褒めてもいいんだぜ。
You're so kind. This pains me. This pains me so much. She's just stroking his ego at this point. I mean, don't get me wrong. He's hot. He's daddy. But come on, sis. Come on. You're so kind and generous, and you don't let anyone mess with you. I would say it very sarcastically. I'm sorry.
もっとだ。
And you're so handsome.
随分と気が合いますね。
Yeah, she really just admitted that she's simping over him. Gretel regarded us with a surprise.
今の発言のどこをどう聞いたらそう思うんだ。
最初から最後まで聞いて思いましたが。
I feel like the entire experience has brought me and Cinderella closer together.
勘違いだ。思い上がるなよ、貧乏人。俺は雇い主。あんたはただの従業員。
I feel like that's kinky, sir. Yes, I know that, but it's your job as the owner to build a good relationship with your employees, remember?
なんであんたが上から目線なんだよ。少しは謙虚さを持ち上がれ。
So, I'm gonna be real, I kind of forgot what voice I gave Alice. So I'm just going with this kind of like typical feminine girly voice. So I apologize if people are watching this like back to back. Don't hate me too much, please. I still don't know if I should do voices or if I should just like talk in my regular voice. I don't know. I mean, I'm not really good at either, so I guess it doesn't fucking matter, right? Okay, well, could you please kindly enlighten me as to how you would like me to phrase these things going forward, my good sir, my liege,
そういうところが上から目線で生意気だっつってんだよ。
Dang. Oh, I get it. I'll be more careful. なるほど. Just then Gretel comes in.
で、どうするんですか？
The plan. The plan is we don't know what we're doing, so how could the enemies know? It smells ice cold. Oh, for now, I plan is to add sandwiches to the menu. Oh, and new drinks.
それ用の茶葉と豆は買ってきた。とりあえず必要なもんは揃えなきゃな。サンドイッチはパン屋に頼んでおくか。
Imagine if they made the bread in-house. Be fire! Good call. They say the bread really makes a sandwich, as it were. Then again, it feels like cheating to use someone else's.
パンは作れないのか？
Wouldn't you like to know, other boy? French bread is a little too out of my league, but I think I can make bagels, bread rolls, and pan loaves. I'll have to practice.
よし、任せた。
I'm bad. Cinderella raised his hand for a high five, and I obliged. You got this. Now then, lastly.
やっぱりメインはスイーツだよな。
Yes, exactly. Pastries in particular were so closely tied to cafes in my mind that I couldn't really see having one without the other. And so we both turned to look at Gretel.
てなわけだ。現状のメニューをもっと充実させろ。
Yes, please. Nothing too crazy, just 2 or 3 new dishes would be perfect. At this, Gretel grimaced deeply.
雰囲気的にそんな流れになるとは思っていましたが、いざ振られてみてもやはり嫌気がさしますね。
毎日毎日菓子ばっか作ってんじゃねえか。趣味を実益に生かせよ。
He's not wrong.
趣味は趣味だからいいんです。趣味を仕事にした途端、趣味は仕事ですとかいう寂しい大人になる。
Big oof.
お前はまだガキだろうが。
ガキに仕事を押し付けないでください。
居候の身だろうが。ちった働け。
僕と白雪兄さんも看板を出すくらいの作業はやりましたよ。
看板を探して外に出すくらい誰にだってできるわ。
Now, let's all settle down. I decided to play mediator between them. Once they had both regained their composure, I first turned to Gretel. Gretel, I know you're already helping out around here, but if we're gonna make the cafe a real success, we need to start seeing some sales, and we simply can't achieve that without you.
元はといえば、あなたと兄さんが結託したのが面倒事の始まりだったわけですが、一番重要な部分をやる気のない僕に押し付ける気ですか？やりたければご自分でやったらいいでしょ？
He's not wrong. Yeah, I guess I could, but I folded my arms and closed my eyes in contemplation.
何ですか？
I opened one eye to peek at him. It's getting to him. Are you sure you want me to take charge of the dessert department? I'm pretty handy in the kitchen, so I totally steal your thunder. Is that really what you want? Are you worried everyone will realize I'm a better baker than you? Plus, if I take over desserts, that means I'll get the kitchen all to myself. I'm not sure that's ideal for you, but if you insist. We glared at each other for a long moment until...
わかりましたよ。僕がやればいいんでしょ。
Yes, you conceded. I win. Thank you. I just know you'll be a huge asset.
言っておきますが、あなたの口車に乗せられたわけではありませんから。
Right. Of course not. I smiled brightly. Honestly, I didn't really care what part of it convinced him, as long as it meant he would help us.
白雪はどうすっかな。あいつ不器用で何もできねえ上に人見知りの人嫌いだからな。人の顔も覚えられねえし。
All he needs to do is stand there and he'll add to the atmosphere all on his own. Besides, he's not useless. With a little practice, I'd wager he'd get the hang of things eventually.
綺麗事だが、まあいい。兄の俺がやるの、弟のあいつがやらないって理屈は通らねえからな。あいつにもきっちり働いてもらう。
That's our Cinderella.
よし、これから盛り上げていくぞ。
Woo!
はあ、果たしてそんなにうまくいくかな。
Oh, but it can, Gretel. It can. You just gotta believe in the power of friendship and... I don't know, whatever else is in this game. A few days later.
ブルーベリースコーンとダージリンティーをお願い。
あ、私はこのビクトリアンサンドイッチとリンゴと梨のフルーツジュースね。
Okay, apple pear juice sounds really interesting. Is that a thing? You got it! Blueberry scone, Darjeeling tea. Good enough. Victoria sandwich cake and apple pear juice, right? Coming right up.
なぜうまくいくんだ。
When I returned to the kitchen to pick up the order, I found Gretel clutching at his hair. What's the matter, Gretel?
なんでもありません。はい、これどうぞ。注文のビクトリアサンドイッチです。
He handed me a beautifully sliced piece of cake. Thanks. All the customers are raving about your awesome desserts, you know.
当然でしょ。この喫茶店を一番にすると言ったのはあなたと兄さんですよ。
Gretel scowled sulkily. He didn't actually have to help us if he really didn't want to, yet here he was. What a nice boy. Right, I'm gonna go do my best out there to make today another success. I saluted Gretel and then turned on my heel and headed back out to the dining area. So, what became of our little cafe?
アリスちゃん、こっちお願い。
Sure thing.
ウェイトレスさん、こっちもお願いね。
Be with you in a bit. Sure enough, we got so many customers, we ran out of tables. Due to the cafe's primo location, people would wander in and out of curiosity, then go home and tell their friends, and so on until the effect had completely snowballed. We did it! Huh. Feels so good to sit down at last. I fucked up the voice. I'm so sorry. That evening, once the cafe was finally closed, I staggered into a chair and collapsed forward onto the counter.
お疲れ様。
No, you! Sensing Snow White's presence, I pushed myself up. Thanks! You must be tired too. He averted his gaze.
君ほどじゃない。俺はただの皿洗い。
Don't be silly. You were a huge help. Without those clean dishes, we wouldn't be able to serve new customers. Plus, I bet it sucked to have your hands in cold water all the time.
まあそうですね。正直、白雪兄さんがいてくれて助かります。
Gretel cut in as he stepped out of the kitchen. As were you, Gretel. We probably ran you ragged. Sorry about that. And sorry for making you help me with the sandwich prep.
あなたのせいじゃありません。いや、間接的にはあなたのせいでもあるわけですが、とりあえず、主な原因はあなたではなく、ここにいない人間であるのは明らかですから。
I mean, true? Where has he been all this time? Ha ha ha. I laughed nervously. I could hear the venom in his voice. He was, of course, referring to his older brother. Cinderella had seemed really enthusiastic in the days leading up to the cafe's relaunch, and yet when the big day officially rolled around, he ran off without lifting a finger. It seems like the cafe's location is ideal for attracting customers all on its own, huh? I casually changed the subject.
いきなり来すぎですよ。
Gretel's expression was one of abject annoyance. You might have a point. It does feel like things are going abnormally well. But I guess we shouldn't complain. Anyone want a drink? I gestured to the coffee maker.
では
What's with all the
ミルク
alcohol
ティー
factory?
を。疲れが飛ぶくらい思い切り甘くお願いします。
What about you, Snow White?
いらない。
Alright then, one milk tea coming right up. 20 minutes and one super sugary milk tea later, Gretel and I were hanging out. Snow White had gone back to his room, and the cafe door opened. Oh, welcome back, Cinderella.
お、いい香りじゃねえか。アリス、俺にも一杯くれ。
Sure thing. At his request, I started on another milk tea. You're home late. Were you out shopping again? It was perhaps an obvious question considering he was carrying shopping bags in both hands.
まあな。
He set his bags on the counter and took a seat next to Gretel.
アリスさん、こんな人のために入れる必要ありません。
Meanwhile, I was just warming up the teapot and teacup.
はあ？なんでお前が指図してんだ？アリス、もちろん誰の言うことを聞くべきか分かってるよな。
His voice came out in a seductive whisper.
アリスさん、誰のせいで毎日クソ忙しい思いをしているか分かっていますよね。
Meanwhile, Gretel was wearing his usual sharp glare. Will you make tea for someone who didn't work his fair share? Okay, hold on, wait. I'm so sorry. I need to... Oh no. Oh no. Oh my gosh. So it's been a while since I played, and I'm following a guide to get the good ending. And it literally doesn't say the name of the question. It just says the answer. So I'm going to save this right here and cry. Oh my god. Okay, I guess I have to guess, right? I think we're near the end, so I'm gonna go with yes. Here you are. I placed a freshly brewed milk tea in front of Cinderella.
Thank you.
If I get the bad ending, I'm gonna cry, y'all.
あなたが甘やかすから兄さんがつけ上がるんだ。
In contrast to Cinderella's smug satisfaction, Gretel looked pissed. Oh, come on, he's probably tired from walking around all day. I decided to defend Cinderella.
よく言った。どうだグレーテル。これが雇い主と従業員の関係だ。俺とこいつは金という強い絆でつながってるんだよ。
ゲスな関係ですね。吐き気がする。
It's just how the world works. Gretel promptly turned his fearsome glare on me.
だいたいお前はいつもイライラしすぎなんだよ。少しは。
誰のせいでイライラしてると思ってるんですか。あなたの気まぐれに付き合わされて毎日クタクタなんですよ。
Like, I know Cinderella's hot and everything, but Gretel has a point. Like, Homeboy hasn't been around to help with anything. I know he's the owner of the cafe, blah blah blah. but like, I feel like he should help with something, you know?
それなのに毎日毎日あなたは遊びほうけてばかり。いい。
まあな、俺はシンデレラ様だぜ。ほら、俺が買ってきたバームクーヘンと煮干し。お前、切れやすいからな。甘いものばっか食ってないで、カルシウムちゃんと取れよ。
As he spoke, he pulled out a metal tin of sardines and a bakery box and set them on the counter. Sardines? Where on earth would you even buy these? I decided not to ask.
必要ありません。
Gretel smacked the tin of sardines off the counter and got to his feet.
おい、投げることないだろ
バカバカしい。
Get it, Gretel. Gretel, wait! What about your milk tea? He ignored me as I stooped to pick up the sardine tin.
あいつ、ちゃっかりとバームクーヘンだけは持っていきやがった。
That's the prince of desserts for you, I suppose. Shouldn't we go after him? I casually set the tin onto the shelf.
放っておけよ。
Well, okay. In that case, I'll bring his tea to his room. That way he can enjoy it with his Baumkuchen. Baumkuchen? Baumkuchen? Yeah, it's been a little while since I practiced German. So, my bad. I started to prep a new cup of milk tea.
この後夕飯だろ。後にしろよ。
I know that, but I can't just ignore him. Not after all he's done for me these past few days. But then again, I guess he might need some time to cool down. Maybe I'll just hang out with you for a while.
俺はついでかよ。
Yes. Actually, if we're ranking you amongst the brothers, you're like my third choice. Because I think first it's Gretel, second's Noe, and then third is you. No, if anything, you're my first choice. Anyway, I hastily cleared my throat. Cinderella, it's not nice to bully your baby brother like that. I encourage you to have a nice, long talk with him later. I can come with you if you prefer.
必要ねえよ。これは俺とあいつの問題だ。
In that case, I hope you resolve this quickly. Scowling bitterly, he karate chopped me in the head.
店の方の調子はどうだ？
It's doing really great, actually. We've been completely slammed every day. I rubbed my head where he whacked it.
そりゃよ
That's
かった
domestic
な。
abuse.
何か足りないものとか必要なものはあるか？
We're good for right now. Oh, but we're starting to run low on olive oil. We have a spare bottle, but I'd like to get another when it gets very hot when we use it. Oh, and I was thinking, it'd be nice to have some flowers for each table.
わかった。用意しとく。
Awesome, thank you. By the way, sir, I've been wondering,
なんだ？
why is it that we keep getting so many customers every day?
いいことじゃねえか。それの何が気になるんだよ。
It's because he's working his ass off, probably. I don't know. Well, yes, it certainly can't hurt for a cafe to have customers, but don't you think it's all happening a little too fast? I know we're in a great location and the menu's getting rave reviews, but there's no way pure word of mouth would bring in this many people. Would you happen to know what's going on, Cinderella?
さあな。
His response was vague. Too vague. Evidently, he wasn't going to come clean with a little encouragement. Go ahead and play dumb then. I have ways of dealing with people like you. Right, I figured you wouldn't know. So anyway, I'm thinking this might be a divine miracle from God. The only other possibility I can think of is that some good Samaritan somewhere is pulling some strings behind the scenes.
そりゃすごいな。そいつはあんたらのためにわざわざ人が集まるようやらせしたってことか。
I mean, are you admitting it? Just for me? Do you think it's someone I know? He grimaced awkwardly. He walked right into my trap, of course. Anyway, I think I'll go take Gretel's tea now. I set the freshly brewed cup of milk tea on a tray.
おい、あんた。
Don't worry, I'm not gonna tell him anything. I pressed my index finger to my lips with a wink.
何のことだ
Oh, I don't know, but whatever it is, Gretel's smart enough to figure it out without any hints. Anyway, be right back. And so the busy days flew by in a blink. Not only had our cafe transformed into the hottest restaurant on the block, but there were still household chores to take care of as well. I worked diligently every day, striving to make our cafe the #1 restaurant in the looking-glass world. What's that? Aren't I getting sidetracked, you ask? Don't worry, I haven't forgotten about my main objective, of course. There have been plenty of opportunities for me to get to know Cinderella. For instance, I learned Cinderella hates peas, prefers Western cuisine, and likes red meat more than fish. But admittedly, my goal of learning more about him has been put on a back burner while I focus so heavily on my work. Then one day, when I was fretting over my lack of progress, an incident occurred. It all started one bright and sunny afternoon. Oh. Come on in. She walked in just after rush hour when customers had grown scarce.
へえ、ちゃんとやってるんだ。
She wore red lipstick and a dark blue dress that hugged her curves. A mature older woman so beautiful she could be an actress. Table for one?
そうよ。見てわからない？
Of course. My apologies. Right this way. God, The one thing I hated about working retail was all of the customers who would give you attitude for the simplest things. Like, I'm not trying to ask you these things because I'm genuinely curious. I have to do it or else my boss is going to yell at me. I'm just trying to work minimum wage and get my crappy paycheck and go home. I don't need the attitude. The flashback memories. The horror. I turn to show her to her table, but she sees me by the arm.
シンデレラは？
Yo no sé porque yo no hablo inglés. Huh?
あなた、ここの従業員でしょ？
Her tone grew coarse and hostile. Uh-oh, customer complaint incoming. I'm sorry, but the owner's not in at the moment. I'm the manager. I curtsied politely.
それじゃあ話にならないわ。私が用があるのはシンデレラなのよ。
Okay, and how's that my problem? I'm terribly sorry. Has there been some trouble? If there's anything I can assist you with, I'd be more than happy to. This was my standard textbook response for any angry customers. The flashbacks of working retail.
何クレーム処理みたいな対応してくれちゃってんのよ。
You didn't? I look at her in surprise.
なわけないでしょ。私は純粋にあの人に用があるだけ。
Whoops. Looks like I got ahead of myself. Oh, are you a friend of his?
そうだって言ってるでしょ。
Damn, bitch, chill. I see. Well, I'm really sorry about this, but he's not at home right now, and I'm not certain when exactly he'll be back.
でも戻ってくるんでしょ。
Eventually. Yeah?
とりあえずあの人が来るまでここで待たせてもらうわ。いいでしょ。
Without waiting for a response, the woman walked into the dining area and sat herself down on a random table. Crossing her legs. Oh my gosh. Wake up. She rested her head in her hands as she stared out the window. It was quite picturesque, actually. All the other customers turned to stare at her. Even I was staring at her.
誰？
Snow White peeked his head out of the kitchen. A friend of Cinderella's, apparently. You wouldn't happen to know where he is, would you, Snow?
さあ。
Figured as much. Okay, for now, I'll make her a cup of tea. Could you ask Gretel to make a scope?
客じゃないのにいいの？
Of course, I'm sure. She's a guest here. I shot him a wink. Before I knew it, the sun had set. Thanks for stopping by. Whew. After the last customer's gone, I went back to the dining area. As for Cinderella's friend, she was still here. This was no surprise, of course, considering that Cinderella had yet to come home. I grabbed the teapot and walked over to her table. Would you like a refill? She looked up at me lethargically. Her plate and cup are both empty. Clearly she'd accepted my token of
い
hospitality.
ただくわ。
Here you are.
ずいぶんと繁盛してるみたいじゃない。
She peered at me as I poured the steaming brown liquid into her cup. Thank you kindly.
悪かったわね。忙しい時にお邪魔しちゃって。
Oh, no problem. Today actually was downright peaceful compared to some other days we've had. Besides, I'm sure we must have benefited from having a pretty lady like you sitting by the window. Free advertising. She shot me a withering look. What is it?
そこまで言われると突っ込む気もなくなるわ。
Was it something I said? As far as I was concerned, I was only being honest. The woman paused to take a sip of her tea. Then slowly she turned back to me.
あなた、シンデレラと付き合っているの？
Wouldn't you like to know? As in dating him?
それ以外何があるのよ。
No, we're not dating.
あの人、結構な女たらしだって有名よ。
I didn't know that actually.
本当にあなた、彼とは何でもないのね。
Pretty sure. As of now, our relationship is strictly professional. I made sure to emphasize the now part.
とりあえず今はって何よ。あなたはあの男に興味があるっていうわけ？
Of course I am. Extremely interested, in fact.
そう。ここってあの人のお店でしょ？なんで彼の元で働いてるわけ？お店。
Oh shit. Well, long story short, it sort of just happened.
成り行きね。あの人を信じなさそうな男が大した関係でもないあんたに店を任せたっていうわけ。
Oh, I'm not the only one. His brothers are here too.
で、本人は働きもせず遊びほうけてるわけ。
I don't know if he's screwing around per se, but he's definitely not here.
最低のクソ野郎ね。
Roast him, drag him, sis. I love it. Ha 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 ha. I laughed awkwardly at her overly honest evaluation.
まあいいわ。とりあえずここまで待ったんだから、絶対に捕まえてやる。
Expose him! I realize this must be rude of me, but
何よ。
are you Cinderella's girlfriend by chance? Instantly, her sullen pout transformed into a smug smirk.
気になる？
I mean, why else would I ask? Dying to.
彼とは約束してたの。とっても大事な約束をね。
I wonder if she's the lady at the very first, the beginning of this episode, this game, this route. She emphasized the word promise, loading the word with implied meaning. Maybe it was her revenge for my as of now thing. I promise, you say. Unwilling to take her bait, I kept my voice perfectly calm as I spoke, and she scowled.
淡白な反応ね。もうちょっと動揺するなりしてくれないとつまらないじゃない。
Well, I might get a little nervous if you tell me you're his girlfriend.
つまり、それって好きってことじゃない。そうならそうとはっきり言いなさいよ。
I fell silent.
彼とはただの遊び友達よ。つい最近知り合ったの。で、この前彼の主催するパーティーに呼ばれたわけ。そこで、私は彼と約束したのよ。
Oh, I see. So, why? Uh-oh. Alright, Cinderella is back, I think. I'm gonna go ahead and stop this here for now. So yeah, let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!